Oh man. Oh man. Sometimes you just gotta love and appreciate nature. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? Hopefully y'all be able to see me pretty clearly. Uh, right now, just going on a morning walk just before I go full into the day. But we do got some news that we gotta talk about. We gotta talk about the new news coming out regarding Canon. There's been quite a few news, or at least let's say rumors coming out regarding Canon. I haven't really talked about it because I've just been busy. There's a lot of got with work in the company, a lot of proposals, projects we're trying to get locked in. So hopefully that's the case. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. Today we're going to be talking about some of the rumors that we came out in the last few days, and the fact that it looks like Canon's going to finally release some new RF cinema cameras. Right now, the current lineup, there's only two that are part of the cinema lineup. That is, of course, the Canon C70, which is one of my favorite cameras. I think it's one of the greatest cameras ever invented. Amazing dynamic range. The DGO sensor is just cool. It gives really clean images, solid low light camera, just all around just an overall amazing workhorse. But it does have some flaws. It has no second video out source, has no SDI source, which if you're going to try to go to large productions is a critical thing, which is something that I talked about. The image for a lot of people seems to be soft, and I can totally get that of why people would say that. So there's a lot of wiggle room to improve, and another thing for some people is that it's a Super 35 sensor instead of a full frame sensor. But in terms of those that want the full frame sensor, Canon does have the Canon R5c, which I've dabbled around with, and I actually am fond of the design. It's very compact. I like how it feels in the hands. It was something that when I got a chance to actually hold it and play around with it, it was something I wasn't really expecting. But I will say overall, for what it is, which is kind of supposed to be a cinema / hybrid camera, I thought overall it does pretty well. Of course, there is flaws with that one. It is a power hungry drag. It drains power like crazy. The 8K is very taxing on your PCs and computers, especially when you're talking about the raw stuff. So, actually, that backlit is actually kind of nice. Sorry, I'm getting kind of distracted, I know, but I wanted to make my point. And also again, there's no professional source out. It has a micro HDMI Y Canon for a professional. What is part of your cinema line camera? You have a micro HDMI, not even a full HDMI. Some design choices in terms of the tripod mounting that were weird. So yeah, there's a lot left to be desired with the Canon R5c, but still a great looking image. You got amazing high resolutions. You got a great autofocus. So lots left to be designed. So right now, the rumor is that there is going to be basically successors for the Canon C300 Mark III and the Canon C500 Mark II, but they're RF successors. They're going to be named something different compared to their EF cinema lines. So we don't have no idea. It could be something like a C110, a C90. C90 was something that was rumored a while back as a potential option. But the rumor basically is that Canon's going to basically announce both of these cameras around the time of NAB and going to start shipping them around the time of IBC. I don't know if I actually believe that part of the rumor, mainly because that is an incredibly long time frame between announcement and shipping. That is very unlike Canon in terms of their cinema line. Usually with their cinema line cameras, they usually come out a month. They start shipping a month, two months tops out. So 5 months, because NAB is in April, IBC is in September. That That's a very long way cycle. So I don't know if I necessarily believe that portion of it. However, having said all that though, it will be fine to see if there's going to be actually be an announcement. This could be some of the things that we've been rumored about a while, that there's a full frame, there's a series of full frame cameras that are coming. One is an 8K, one is a 5K global shutter sensor, then the other one is an 8K CMOS sensor that will get you like 20 plus stops of dynamic range or whatever nonsense numbers that they've been throwing out. So this could be it. The thing that for me, now what do I hope that will reveal? I want just something that has a professional design body. So something with SDI, 12G SDI, something that has 2 video source outs, whether if it's 2 SDI or 1 SDI and 1 HDMI. Because if we're gonna go with a more professional cameras and compete with professional cameras, you need multiple video source output because you're dealing with larger crews. You got first ACs, second ACs, you got clients that want to look at it, and directors who want to view it, but away from the camera. So all of this is things that I personally believe that are sort of more required, that I think needs to be seen in the RF line of cameras. The next thing that I believe we need to start seeing is an open gate, a 3x2, well, they're all open gate, but we need to see a 3x2 record capability camera. A camera that can shoot 3x2. Now, technically they already have one with the Canon R5, but they don't allow you to record in the open gate 3x2 mode. I wish they would, but right now that's not available. I would like to see more of a box style, something like the Komodo, which was, by the way, rumored quite a while ago that Canon was sort of building something similar to what the Komodo style body looked like. So hopefully that's the case. A 3x2 option, which will separate Canon from not only its red, which is part of their RF line of ecosystem, but also separate them from a lot of the pack. Because again, 3x2, especially if you can get 3x2 and higher frame rates, that is not really a very widely acceptable option, especially when you start talking about it in 12-bit RAW, which I expect. 3x2 12-bit RAW recording at higher frame rates, that's the thing I would like to see. Box style camera, two video sources with one of them at least SDI. Then of course you got time code and things like that. Those are the things. The resolution is not as important to me as those features, because those are the features that to me will get that says speak to more workflow. Because right now cameras are just so good right now. It's not really about resolution, about frame rates. Those are more niches. If you really need them, you'll get them. But for me, it's just about how easy and what best fits a workflow. And that's the most important thing to me right now. Do I expect maybe an 8K from like their C500? Sure, but I don't necessarily need it. 6K would be fine, but I'm not going to be mad if it's 8K as well, as long as it's 12-bit RAW and I can somehow potentially shoot up to 60 frames a second. I don't see a problem with that. I just wish for a 3x2 option. And that's pretty much about it. But I would love to know what you guys think about these rumors, these reports. I would love to know what you guys think. Let me know. Leave your comments down below. And as always, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And until next time, take care, everyone.